You know the story with me and Russo, that was over China's match. That one time we had the thing in the hallway and he went to Vince on me.
It was China against who?
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Because we had a Monday Night Raw, 2 hours long. There were 8 matches. We did the production meeting, and 6 of the matches were going to end in disqualification. And I'm shaking my head already, right? So I'm one of the agents, and whatever matches I had, and not only Raw matches, but we did other stuff that night. So I'm flittering around. And by the way, I was never an agent for China for any of her matches because I was never an agent for anything involving Michaels and Helmsley because Vince already knew how I felt about them after the curtain call. So I was relieved from having anything. It was always either Jack Lanza or Pat Patterson if it was a pay-per-view or whatever. So I never had to fucking work with that group as the agent, and I was happy with that. I was over with the guys that were more serious about the wrestling business and not being divas or prima donnas. But one of the production assistants comes up because I've got the Raw format and I'm working off of it. And if there's any changes, you're supposed to be told. And they've changed the finish. What? In China's match with one of the girls. It was a match with a girl. And what is it? No, because something happened. She was going to lose. There was going to be some fucking business. I think she was going to lose it. They changed it to a DQ. I said, what? Yeah, Triple H went in and talked to Russo. Oh, God damn it. So I go and I find Russo in the hallway. I said, Vince, I said, you just made another one a DQ. Now we've got 7 DQs out of 8 matches on this program. And it wasn't even who was in it. It was just the idea of that's ridiculous, right? It's just garbage, lazy booking. And he looked at me when I said, we've got 7 out of 8 DQs now. Do we need to do this? He said, DQ, schmeq, nobody cares, and turned around like he was going to walk off from me.
That is
I swear that's a quote. I swear it's a quote. And now, see, here's the thing. I had gone over to him in the corner, in the hall, in the arena. People are walking around, but we're having a quiet discussion. Well, I said, we got 7 DQs. And it's loudly and with a look on his face and like he knows something about wrestling that I don't, which is goddamn ridiculous. And this DQ, schmeq, nobody cares, and starts to walk away. And that's when I said, well, I tell you what, motherfucker. You're going to care in about a year and a half when you're back running a fucking video store because you put this whole place out of business. And all the boys heard that. And instead of coming back and getting in my face and asking me if I wanted to say anything further, or could we settle this, or do we need to go out in the parking lot, or I'm sorry, or boo to a goose, or anything, he just puts his fucking tail between his legs and slinks off down the hallway and goes to Vince's office and says, Vince, Cornette was yelling at me and talking down to me in front of the boys. So then Vince goes and gets JR. Says, JR, go find out why Cornette's talking down to Vince Russo and yelling at him in front of the boys. So JR, a few minutes later, comes up to me. What are you doing? Talking and yelling at Vince Russo in front of the boys. I said, I'll tell you exactly what happened. And I told him exactly what was said and everything I just said to you. I said, we were talking quiet. He decides to bow up at me. I'm not going to fucking take it. He's a piece of shit. If he's got anything to say to me, he can say it to me personally. But that's why it happened, and I'm not apologizing to anybody. And JR goes back and tells Vince McMahon, yeah, Cornette was fucking registering his consternation that we had 7 DQs on the program, and Vince got loud and Cornette got louder. And Vince McMahon believed that, and that was the last I heard of it. But it like fucking DQ, schmeq, nobody cared. And by the way, I was off by 9 months. 9 months. And Vince, because I said in a year and a half or 2 years or whatever, and it was 2 years and like 9 months, Vince Russo was back running a video store in Atlanta after he had put WCW out of business. Anyway.